If you are new into web development and you are figuring out what to start learning first, no worries. In this video, I will show you the core web programming languages that you need to start learning first. If you happen to skip any of these programs, you trust me, you will struggle for months. So let's go check out these web programming languages one by one. So the first is HTML. Now, before learning any other thing, you need to know what HTML is. And the full meaning of it is hypertext markup languages. Yes, hypertext markup languages. Now, just as our bones form the skeleton of our body, so does HTML too. HTML is the skeleton of every web page. And the HTML consists of text, headlines, paragraphs, images, and every other thing. All these things are built of HTML. So what I want you to do is to first of all try and master HTML very, very well. Yes, because it's going to make your learning of other advanced core programming languages easier and faster. And as I've said before, it forms the very, very foundation. It forms the very basis of all web programming languages. So let us go check out the second one. So the second is CSS. Now, once you are done with HTML, the next is CSS, of which its full meaning is cascading style sheets. It deals with the standard design of a website. Now, just as the HTML is like the skeleton of a web page, so the CSS is everything that makes the website looks beautiful. It's just like the skin of the website. It's everything that makes the website looks beautiful, looks attractive, looks stunning, looks eye-catching. And it has to do with colors, fonts, layouts, spacing, animation, everything that makes a website looks very attractive and beautiful. So master the CSS very well, and if possible, if you can carry out any mini project, if you can carry out any practical on any mini projects that has to do with CSS, or maybe to design anything at all, please do. So we have the third one, which is JavaScript. Now, this JavaScript is what makes your website come alive. In fact, it refers to as the brain of any web page or any website. And this JavaScript is a core programming language of the web that adds behavior, logic, and interactivity to your websites. Yes. And some good examples are the drop-down menus, the search bars, the slideshows, the chat ads, and many more like that. So what I want you to do for me is, after you have learned HTML and CSS, I want you to concentrate on this JavaScript very, very well. And please try to learn it very, very well. To practicalize by carrying out some mini projects on it too. Like maybe you can practice how to build this thing that I've listed, which is the drop-down menu, the search bar. You can build calculators from it. And learning this JavaScript might seem very, very challenging from beginning. But I can tell you, as time progresses, you will find it very, very easy and very, very interesting. Very, very easy and very, very interesting. So I wish you the very best of luck. Please do your very best to master this JavaScript very, very, very well. So we move over to the fourth one, which is SQL. The database language. Now, every website that deals with information such as username, comments, posts, orders need a place to store all this information. And this is where database comes into play. And the language that is used to communicate with these databases is SQL, of which its full meaning is structured query language. Yes, structured query language. Now, SQL helps you to store, fetch, and manage data effectively from its database. So even if it will just take you some few days to 1 week, please do your very best to learn it very, very well. So, and the number 5th is Python. Now, but before I go into it, the one that I've listed earlier, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, has to do with front end. Web development, because web development is divided into two. We have the front end and we have the back end. The one that I've listed earlier has to do with front end. Now we have to learn at least one web programming language in back end web development, and the one that is most appropriate, the one that is beginner friendly is Python. You may ask, why Python? Well, it's because Python is beginner friendly. And it's easy to understand. It's easy to read and understand very, very well. It's not that difficult. It's not too challenging for you. And the Python is a programming language that is widely used by companies, and it enjoys massive community support. So do your very best to master this Python very, very well. Read it, master it very well. And as you are doing so, practicalize, which is the most important thing. Try to carry out some mini projects. Try to carry out some projects on some practicals on it as you are learning Python. That's how you can easily learn Python easier and faster, and it will help you to learn other more advanced web development programs much easier and faster, especially those that are very, very challenging. Yes, and the last but not the least, which is more like a bonus, is Git, which has to do with version control. Now, Git is not necessarily a web programming language, but it's a skill that you must possess. It's a skill that you must possess because it is where you have to save your work, your codings, track changes, and as well as host your projects, your mini projects online using GitHub. In fact, at this point, I will encourage every beginner to try and learn Git very, very well, because as you are carrying out your mini project, as you are doing your web coding and everything, you need a particular place where you are going to save them so that they won't get lost. And Git and GitHub are the appropriate place for you to save them. So finally, there you have it, the core web programming languages that every beginner web developer must learn first before learning any other thing else, because these core programming languages are what form the foundation of every other thing that you are going to learn. So now, for us to have a recap of it, we have the HTML for structure, we have the CSS for style and design, we have the JavaScript for interactivity, we have the SQL for database storage, we have the Python as a background for background processing, for what that one takes care of what happens behind the scene of a website. And finally, we have the GitHub, we have the Git and GitHub, which deals with version control and is used for saving your work as you are coding. Now, my advice is this: as you are learning all these core programming languages, try to lay your hand on some practicals as well. Carry out some mini projects, do some practicals on it. As you are, maybe you can take some time to learn for 30 minutes, carry out some practicals for 30 minutes, because this is how you are going to learn much easier and faster. Yeah, so if you have any questions or you have any issues or you have anything to say at all, just drop them. Drop your questions in the comment section below and I'll be available to respond to your questions one by one if you need clarification on anything at all. So if you found this video helpful, I want you to do me this special favor. Like this video and click on the subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button and click on the bell or the bell notification. Click on that bell notification right now so that anytime I drop a video just like this one that you have watched, YouTube will send a notification to you. So till I see you in my next video, bye for now.